What's up, YouTube? I haven't been around in a while, but you know, there ain't been shit going on, and it's been nasty as hell outside. I'm not gonna lie. So here's a little update of what we got going on. As you can see, I put the expanding foam around here on the edges, and I laid down some resin on the top, and put about 2 layers of mat on either side. You know, like right here and right here, to basically stiffen that up and seal up that little gap that there is in between the speaker. Now, I'm not going to do anything with this right here because it's I can actually set my whole foot in here. So if I show you on this other side here, hang on. As you can see, I can rest my foot underneath there. So I'm really not going to do anything with that. I'm gonna just I would seal it out, but I'm already at the pedal, you know, and I'm gonna have a 10-inch in the door, so I need as much leg room as possible, you know. And hopefully these kicks work, because if they don't, then we're just we're gonna put them up here, the 2.6s, like we planned before. So in any case, same with this one here. You see little edges and shit I didn't actually touch. Well, that's because you know, it's all gonna get cut off anyway. And this area right here, I have to hit a little bit more, and then I'm going to sand the shit out of this, sand the fuck out of it, and then cover this up with Dynaglass. And, yeah, it should be straight. And, here we go. Let me swing around here. The baffle. I know it looks like complete ass right now. I'm actually going to build it into 2 pieces. So, what I did was I stapled the fuck out of it, covered it with a sheet, and I'm going to put a layer of resin on it, and then a layer of glass, or glass mat, and then we're gonna take it out and trim the back of all the foam and shit, you know, and we'll seal up these little gaps in between the doors and you know, well, not the doors, but the rear, I guess you call it a C-pillar, the lower part of the C-pillar, and we'll Dynaglass it so all this little gap here on either side is smoothed out, so it all looks like one piece. Now, I'm gonna set the EQ here, like I mentioned, and the amplifiers. But I may also run I may be running an active crossover. So I may end up going ahead and putting that here, and then you know, I believe it's a noise. I think they call it like a noise destroyer, or like a feedback thing from Behringer. It's got a parametric EQ, and that's going to go there as well. So there'll be 3 pieces of equipment here. So with that active crossover, I'll be able to have some time alignment, you know, which would be pretty fucking straight. I'm not going to lie, you know. Even if I do have 18s, I'd still like to have good imaging. So in any case, that's all I got for you right now, YouTube. Hopefully I'll hit this with some glass and mat after Easter, which will be Monday, and then we'll take it out of the car. And you see those big rings in the back sitting there on top of the door panels. They are actually going to go around here, and they're going to get cut in the center, so both of the 18s will be flush mount. Now, I'll put those on afterwards, and I'll like hit expanding foam around the baffles, and then I'll cover with mat and resin, and then glass it, and then sand it and bondo'd it so it matches the rest of the contours of the panels here. See, because they're not exactly symmetrical, but that's all right, because you know, we can fix that. So we're still trucking along. I just wanted to give you guys a little update now that I got subscribers. You know, I figure you know, it'd be nice to actually let you guys know what's going on. So that's all I got for you right now. The car's a fucking mess. I ended up taking my cables for my iPod and my phone. I was going to show the iPod hooked up, but you guys all know what that looks like, and you can play it through the head unit. So the EQ is hooked up. I have to fashion some kind of you know, fiberglass bracket, or not bracket, but like a housing that goes over the top of this. Because right now the problem I'm running into, you know, you've got this seam right where it's supposed to be flush mount, but if I move my head unit back any further, then it's not going to be able to come out, and then I'm going to have to modify this, and there's no fucking way I'm doing that. So I'm going to end up trimming this and just have like a, you know, like a big fiberglass modesty piece that'll go over the top of this, so that the head unit can function in and out, you know, no problem. And what I'll probably end up doing is glassing this little piece in here too as well, just taking this whole piece off and maybe, you know, fiberglassing this and making it all smooth. You know, I mean, it used to be my you know, my cigarette lighter, but I have another one right over there, so there's really no point in having a second one. So, and I don't smoke, well, not cigarettes anyway. So in any case, here's the update. I know the doors aren't in yet, and it's because I'm missing some upholstery pins, and I'm having a hard time finding them. So I may have to end up going to a Chevy dealership, you know, and, you know, just grab a handful of them, because the pins I got aren't exactly the right size. Now, before I do that, the door will get expanding foam along the bottom, and I'm going to try to integrate some MDF in there, maybe some bendable MDF with you know, some kitty hair, and just glass it all together, so the inner skin of the door is actually sealed, and it's just like rock hard, you know. And I'm gonna have the 10-inch there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover this whole thing with a layer of, gotta take this shit off, but I gotta cover this whole thing in another layer of soundproofing, you know, like some Audio Technics, or maybe even, I don't know, maybe even some peel and seal. I don't know yet, so we'll have to see what the money's like. But in any case, I'll be able to hook up that there, and then I'm going to cover the whole thing with jute. It's you know, kind of like an interior fabric that they toss under carpets. It kind of looks like a bunch of shredded shit all woven together. And then I'll put the door panels back on. In any case, I'm about to run out of video here, so that's it. I just wanted to give you the update. We're still working strong. Car's still a fucking mess. Still don't have any audio, but you know, we're getting there. We got a bunch of things planned, you know, and told you about the time alignment. That's going to come soon, and Feedback Destroyer Pro. That's also going to get hooked up. So you know, we'll have 24 dB crossovers. You know, 2 milliseconds of time alignment. So it ought to be pretty straight when I get it done. I have more for you, but we'll just leave it for another day. So this is Scottish Bear signing out. Peace.